Hey guys, this is so weird to be back here. I haven't done this in forever. I'm so excited to do this. I'm so unprepared for this. Dude, this is crazy. It feels weird being back on here. Like, it's actually unbelievable. But hey, hi, welcome back. Yeah, so I recently posted my first long form video. And I'm actually surprised it did quite well already. I'm really excited. There might be noise in the background. I'm pretty sure my family are playing Mario Kart downstairs. So there might be a little something occasionally. But just try and ignore it. I don't know. Damn, it feels weird doing this again. Like, this is crazy. I haven't done this in forever. I'm also still sick because I like half recovered from my cold and then decided it was a good idea to start singing again. So, like, my nose is still super blocked and I'm still, like, really, really coughing occasionally. So, there might be the occasional coughing fit through this. Part of my bed just fell into my hair. That was fun. Can I just say as well, we just got to 300, like, we've just surpassed 300 subscribers, which is absolutely insane. Like, I cannot believe we've gotten that far. It's crazy to me how we've literally gone in like 9 months. We've gone from, I think I had like 16 subs for about like 3 months, and then within like 6 months after that, it just like shot up to 300. And like, what are we actually on? My phone's like dying. I think if I can actually log into my phone, that'd be useful. I don't know what I'm on. Oh, what am I on at the minute? We're on 317 subscribers, which is absolutely crazy to me. This is nuts. Like, I can't believe we've actually gotten this far. It's just I have like no words for any of this. Like, this whole thing is just crazy. I'm pretty sure I put this on public. I can't actually remember. I might need to check. Because I don't know if this is on public or not. It should be. I just can't remember if I put it on public or not. Let me have a look. Did I put this? Oh, I can't tell if this is on public or not. I hope it is. Let me have a look. Yeah, it is on public. I knew that. Like, damn. We're doing this again with like 300 subs, which is unbelievable. I haven't done this since I was on like 100. So this is crazy to me. How we've literally gone in like, I haven't done this in like 6 months. And I think it was a very long time ago that I just found another song that I need to learn on piano. Dude, this is so crazy to me. How we've gone from like doing this barely, like with like getting one person on occasionally, to me doing it with like 100, just under 100 subs, to me doing this at like 300. I still can't believe it. It's crazy. Damn. And my singing videos as well. Like, that's another crazy one to me. Like, this whole thing is just so crazy. Like that's the only way I can like describe it. Is like as a kid, I remember just sitting there and watching YouTube and thinking to myself, I want to do that when I'm older. I'm now sat here with 300 plus subscribers. Like it's not great, and I know that. Like it's so mild compared to so many other people. Like when you look at some of them, like millions, and then me with my 300, I look lame, but I enjoy what I do. I love what I do, and that's kind of the message I want to spread as well. Is if you love to do something, go for it. Be yourself. Don't let anyone else stop that, because that's who you are, and no one can tell you anything different. Like I dyed my hair, people were like, "Don't do that. It's gonna look gross." I did it. I like it. I'm now planning on going full. I mean, look at that color. I want to go full. Like, I like it. Other people don't. I don't care. But yeah, I posted a thing earlier this morning. Like, I literally just woken up and was like, I'm meant to go live today. So I posted a thing and was like, obviously, I was like, hey, it's going to be a bit later than 12 o'clock because I've just woken up. And I procrastinated getting up and ended up sitting. And in my defense here, like, some people are going to hate me for this. I started watching Outer Banks for the first time last night because a friend of mine was like, season 3 is so good. I was like, of what? She was like, Outer Banks. And I was like, what's that? She was like, you need to watch it. So I was like, okay, I'll start watching it this weekend. And at like midnight last night, I was like, no. I forgot I was supposed to be watching that. So I started watching it, and I'm on episode like 4 now. I think I started episode 4 earlier. I've watched like 3 episodes today. I watched like half an episode last night because I was really, really tired. And it was just a case of like, I watched it, and people were like, I was watching it, I was like, at first I hated it. I wasn't a fan at all. I was like, this is relatively boring, and now I'm episode 4, and I'm like, it's actually quite good. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely not my favorite show to ever come out. I'm still very much a Teen Wolf. I'm very much a Teen Wolf girl. Stranger Things is the other one that I really, really, really enjoy. Netflix. What else have I watched on Netflix that's quite good? I'm more of a comedy person when it comes to Netflix. I watch like Jack Whitehall, Jeff Dunham. He's so good on Netflix. I love his Netflix. It's so funny. I don't know how to say. There's someone else I don't know how to pronounce his name, so I'll probably butcher it. So I'm not gonna try. But it's like there's so much that's happened recently as well. Like I'm changing topics here, but there's so much that's happened. Like in general, we've had like there's so much going on, especially with like school life and stuff like that. Obviously with teacher strikes here in the UK, there's a lot of teacher strikes going on. There's a lot of strikes going on in general here in the UK. There's so much going on. I absolutely love it. Like there's so much going on. I'm 15, and I'm a child at heart. I'm going to be honest with it. I'm a major child at heart. And we have my school, or the school I go to, we're doing World Book Day again this year. I'm also a major Marvel geek. If you watched my first long form video the other day, you'll know I'm a Marvel geek. And I've decided to kind of adapt Black Widow's costume. I'm going as Black Widow this year. Sadly, I haven't been allowed to finish dyeing the rest of my hair. But hopefully, we can get that. But a controversial one is I'm not a DC person. I am really not a DC person. DC's never been my style. I think I watched the Flash series on Sky a couple of times with my grandparents, and that was quite good. But I'm not a big fan of the rest of the DC films. I feel like I'm not big on superhero films unless it's Marvel. I'm a major geek at that point. I've watched almost every Marvel film apart from the newer ones. I'm not a fan of newer Marvel. I feel like newer Marvel's very much just it's gone a bit downhill. I'm also very much into the supernatural world. One, the show, and two, the actual spirits and stuff like that. I absolutely love it. I love the idea of there being a whole other world. I know there are two other people watching this right now. So, hi, for one, hello. And two, I want to hear you guys' thoughts on what you think of like the supernatural world, but also just random little things you guys enjoy as well. Because I love like I don't know, this is so weird to me. But I love the idea of the supernatural realm. I think it's so interesting to think that there is another side there. There is a boundary between us and something else. I think it's quite interesting. I sing. I do that. I always love singing. I did Wales' biggest competition when I was in primary because I'm Welsh. You can't hear it in my voice because I've been in England for 5 years. Until I say years, then you can hear it. But I am Welsh. I'm from Cardiff, which is Wales's centre. Yeah, Wales' capital city. Fun fact there for you guys. But I love learning foreign languages. I can do the alphabet in British Sign Language. That's another one I can do. I might make a video on that. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, the idea of foreign languages and foreign countries really intrigues me. The college I'm going to go to, they do a course where you get to spend a year in another country because I want to be an actor. And the course I've chosen, quite a lot of them do a year in a foreign country, and I think the idea of being able to do that is so interesting, learning foreign cultures and all the rest of it. I'm very much into learning about how other countries do music. Music has always been such a big part of my life. I grew up listening to music from like the 60s to like modern day. So I think the whole idea of being able to hear how other people do their music and how other cultures like react with music is so interesting. When you look at things like, wow, what's a really good one? I feel like America's music industry is really, really good. America's music industry is really, really incredible to me because they do so much with music and they treat music in such a way that it's such a big part of their life and such a big part of their culture that I think it's really interesting. That is probably my little sister, if you can hear the music in the background. I hope to God I don't get copyrighted for that. I think that's my sister. But, you know, it's like, it's crazy to me how different cultures react with music. I did say this would be chaos, and if you can hear the music in the background, I'm really sorry. My little sister, I think, is listening to music at the minute. I'm also a Harry Potter geek. For those who don't know, could you be louder? I'm a major Harry Potter geek. I love Harry Potter. I have 2 of the original ones from set. I have 2 duplicates of the ones from set, should I say. It was like, it's crazy to me how like all of that, like like when you look at CGI in films and stuff, I'm like, man, that's incredible how they can do that. Like, take for instance, I'm gonna go back to a Marvel reference here. Marvel Endgame. When you look at Endgame and Doctor Strange does his whole spinny thing when they all come back, that would take so much time. It's incredible to me how I wouldn't say how real it looks because it's obviously it's not real, but how it looks like it should be there, and it's not bad CGI. The CGI is incredible, and that's what I love about the fact that I'm learning drama and how I'm learning the background of drama, because it just, bless you, it's just so incredible how so many people can like, I don't know how to put it into words. This is still really crazy to me. I think there's so much in the world that is so incredible that so many people don't notice. When you look at films and you see it and you're like, wow, that's really cool, but so many people don't take into consideration how much time that took and how much how much effort was put in behind it, people just watch it and they're like, oh, nice. But you don't think of the background behind it, and you don't think of how much time and how much effort and how much planning went into it. Like music, the effects in music. When you listen to songs and you're like, there's so much going on at once that it's like, how much time, how many takes did that take? How many times did you have to redo it because there was one thing off? Like, so many people don't take into consideration how much effort is put into things. I'm going to use my own example here of, I've done a couple of covers recently with another incredible artist who, I'm not going to try and pronounce his name because I feel like I'll butcher it. But he's incredible. Go check him out. He's actually commented on the video, so have a look at the live chat and definitely go and have a look at him. His music is incredible. He also does reaction videos and stuff like that. I think he's really funny. He put quite a lot of time and effort into the things we did together, and it was really, really incredible. And it was so incredible to see afterwards. Like, I literally cried watching them because like they were so good. But you should definitely go check him out for one, and also just musicians, like small musicians on YouTube and stuff like that, are so incredible. They don't get, so many musicians on YouTube don't get enough credit for like who they are and what they do. Like so many talented voices, but no recognition. And I think it's quite sad to see that, because there are so many people who deserve so much more recognition than they get. It's not like it's not fair to me that so many people who are so talented don't get the recognition they deserve. Like, there's so many voices that I've seen through YouTube that deserve to be top of the charts at like all the time, like that are at like Harry Styles and Lizzo level, but no one takes any notice of them. Like, I feel like there are so many people who are so underrated on social media platforms, especially through YouTube and TikTok. So many talented voices that no one really cares about. But I think it's crazy to see how much effort people put in, because it's like, I think I spend between 17 and 20 how long was I in school? I practiced piano 17 and a half hours per week. I practiced my singing 17 and a half hours per week every other week. And then, so my school timetable goes on a rotation. We have a week A and a week B. On a week A, I'll spend 17 and a half hours of practice per week, and I'll spend 21 and a half hours on the week B practicing a mix of my singing and piano. I'm also starting to be self-taught in violin, which is another thing that I really enjoy. Another fun fact about me, I played violin in primary school because I was like, why not? I think it sounds cool. And when you watch it on TV as a kid, you're like, whoa, I want to do it. And you do. And it's like, you get proud of yourself. But it's a case of practice is everything. It's not even practice, it's the fact, effort. The effort and the time you put into things is just everything. And I've learned that the hard way. I have rushed into things and it's gone horribly wrong. And I've learned, as someone who is being tested for autism and ADHD, that I've learned kind of a way of not rushing into things. So I now, with everything I do, I need to make myself a list in order to get it done, because otherwise I get sidetracked. I try and do 50 million things at once. And I feel like everyone, even if you're not ADHD, even if you're not autistic, OCD, or anything like that, so many people everyone needs a coping way. Everyone needs their way of trying to get everything done. I'm a person who takes on way too much at once. I did it yesterday. So I'm in the middle of a GCSE at the minute. I am doing a GCSE, which is very, very scary to think of. which is really, really scary to think of because my friend just messaged me. Hold up. She should be on here in a minute. I'm definitely gonna give her a shout out when she's on here. She's with me, I think. But it's a case of everyone has their way of learning and everyone has their way of doing things. Mine is, like I said, through list and through being guided through it. I'm also a visual learner. You can't put a piece of paper in front of me and go, do this. Hi to the person that should. I have a feeling that is my friend who's on here, but I cannot tell. So if it is, even if it's not, say hey in the chat. I can't, like, this is awesome. But it is a case of what I found is with me, my way of coping with doing things is a list. A lot of people, I feel like quite a lot of people do that as well. And like I said, I'm a visual learner, which is why I enjoy piano, because when I'm doing my piano, I can do it with what's in front of me, but it's also a case of it's doing it as well, because I will do mine through YouTube. So the keys are being pressed and I'll press the keys in the same way. So you do it, I copy and I get it right. Whereas if you say, do this, I'll do it, and I won't always get it right. Quite a lot of the time I'll get it wrong. So it's a case of, it's really interesting to me to see how different people do different things. I feel like a lot of people have their own way. Some people are still lost trying to find their way. I've only just found my way, so I totally get it. I've spent 14 years being totally lost on how to do things. And then I was very lucky. I got the support I needed. I'm still in the process of getting the support that I need. I feel like a lot of people understand that, where, you know, they spent so long. Sorry, my knee. Ow. They spent so long trying to find their way of getting everything done for them and their way of coping with things that they eventually didn't know how, but eventually managed to find that support to help them with it, which I think is really, really interesting and really, really incredible to see, because because so many people go through a very long time where they don't know how to help themselves, and they don't know how to do things like in school and stuff like that. I hate asking teachers for help. That is like the one thing I cannot do, is I want to figure it out by myself, because I'm so stubborn, but at the same time I know I'm a visual learner, so I know that if they show me how to do it there, I can do it that way. But I'm also way too stubborn to go and ask for help. So it's like clash all the time, until eventually they're like, right, it's this way, and I'm like, oh, okay. I have a feeling they're playing Mario Kart downstairs, because I don't know if you could hear the shouting, but I can. If they are playing Mario Kart, warning, please do not let younger viewers watch this, because my mother gets the language out of my mother's mouth when they play Mario Kart is not very fun. It's very colourful language. Just not for children. So please, just viewer discretion here. Just don't let younger children watch things. If you hear shouting, then just skip forward a little bit, or like mute it, because yeah, that's not a good thing with my mum to let her play Mario Kart. It's funny though, so it's definitely worth it. I did mention slightly family in my other video that I did. My family consists of my mum, my stepdad. I live with three of my five siblings. I'm the eldest of 6 children. My biological father had 2 other children with 2 different people as well, which he was in long-term relationships with. I don't get too much into my family side of things, but I also have a dog and a parrot. So if you hear squeaking, that's my parrot. His name is Bubba. We love Bubba. We've had him for a while. He's a rescue parrot. We've had him. We adopted him I think we adopted him like in lockdown. Lockdown was another crazy story. I think a lot happened to everyone in lockdown. Like lockdown was such a crazy time. But this story links in with my family. In I wouldn't say, yeah, kind of the good thing about the fact that my parents split was the fact that I go back home quite a lot, which I'm so grateful for. You know, I get to spend quite a lot of time with my grandparents. But in the 2022 lockdown, it was Christmas. Christmas Day, we needed an excuse to go back down to Cardiff to spend Christmas with my grandparents. We haven't spent Christmas Day with my grandparents since I was around 2 years old. To my memory, we haven't spent Christmas Day with them since I was around 2 years old. And we were obviously there was police all along the as you were going back to and cross. So as we're going through the car, we're in the car, and there's quite a lot of police cars, and my mum looks at me and goes, "The story is, when we are going back because we are dropping you at your dad's." And I go, "So why have we got the dog and all other 3 kids in the car?" "It's the other side of Wales, so we're spending the night in a hotel." "Yes, that explains why we have a bag packed for about 4 days." Yeah. I was like, okay. So they were there until around Boxing Day. So I think they left the day after Boxing Day. Maybe the day after that, I think. I don't really remember because that was like, what, 2 years ago, 3 years ago now? Like that was a while ago to me. So we get there, they leave, and I'm there until I think we go back. I'm brought back here New Year's Eve because we always throw a party New Year's Eve. Parties thrown on New Year's Eve was like a family tradition at my place. We do in here. My grandparents throw the Boxing Day party, my grandparents make way too much food for Christmas Day. Even if it's just the 2 of them, they make loads and loads and loads of food. And they'll put everything they don't use in the fridge. And the next day they will take out a bunch more stuff, put it all in the oven, bring it back out once it's cooked, and then throw it in the dining room. And like the whole family's there. Which is what happened the Boxing Day. When we were all told, this was still when it was like the rule of 6. Like this is when we still had the bubbles of 6. And we had about 15 people crammed into this dining room and like in between the dining room and the living room. And it was so funny because we were all like, if anyone asks, this is not a party, with Christmas music blaring and all the rest of it. We got quite lucky because we're either side of my grandparents, they're really good friends. And they covered for us. Like, no one called the police, nothing like that happened. Because I know so many people were like having the police called on them for parties and stuff in lockdown. It was like unbelievable. This was like 2 weeks into the first lockdown. We had managed to sneak 2 really close family friends. These people are practically like family. We managed to sneak them into their house. We had to like hide their car behind the caravan next to us and let them in through the back. But no one told me they were coming, so I was home alone. My parents were at work. The kids were at school. I was the only one home. And I'm sat there. And then I heard the back door closed and the dogs start barking. So I panic and I'm like, oh no, someone's just broken into my house. I grab a Febreze can and I walk down the stairs with a Febreze can. And I point it. And I'm like, why are you here? They were like, surprise. I'm like, I was sprayed you with Febreze. That was like my one defense mechanism because there was nothing anywhere else and I panicked. So instead of getting something from upstairs or something like that, I grabbed the Febreze can. I was like, what if someone had actually just broken in? What was I going to do? Spray them to death? Like, so much happens to so many people in lockdown. Like, lockdown was... I think we got so lucky here as well because it was like one of the hottest summers we've ever had on record, where we definitely had... I think we went up to like 33, 34 degrees Celsius here. because I have no idea what that is in Fahrenheit, because I know quite a lot of my viewers are Americans. They would say Fahrenheit. I don't really know. It was like 33, 34 degrees Celsius. It was like really, really hot, one of the hottest summers we've ever had on record. And it was like we were all, we weren't in school. We weren't going, like, so many people weren't going out to work unless you were like key worker, armed forces, that type of thing. And I think that's where we all got really lucky, because even armed forces, some of them were working from home. And it was incredible to us, because it was like the first summer we've all spent in a very long time as a family, because I spent quite a lot of time in my room where I am now. This room is kind of my setup as well. Like, this space behind me is my setup, because I haven't got the stuff for a setup at the minute. So I'm waiting to hopefully get that stuff and do a full setup at some point, get this done properly. I have got some stuff that I've had since Christmas that I haven't been able to put up yet. I've got like fairy lights and that type of thing, which I also want to print out some photos and like hang them on my wall. Make like a little setup thing. But the thing is, the only issue is now with the fact I'm going off to college next year. I don't want to set everything up to then have to take it back down to then put it all back up again. So I'm tempted to just leave all of that and then do it when I get to college. Because I might be moving 2 hours away from home for college. And I know for Americans, that's like, I feel like, I don't know how the American school system works. I know it's different to the British, because you guys do grades and we do year. So I'm year 10, which is 14 and 15. Some of us are 16. And then we have year 11, which is 16, 17-year-olds. Like 15, 16, 17. So there's like, I think there's like one or two people who turned 16 this year who are in my year group. So some of them will be like 17 when they leave. I'll be 16 when I leave school. And then you have college and sixth form. Sixth form is basically the same as the British idea of college, which is where you're 17 and 18 and you stay there. You do it that way, and it's the same with college. But colleges, we got quite lucky with our colleges. We do like dorms and that type of thing. And the lucky thing is with us is we get to do, with mine it's 2 hours away, so I'll get to stay in a dorm potentially, and where I'm going for mine hopefully is really good, because you've got on-site campus jobs and stuff like that. I feel like a lot of people always say sixth form's the better option, and a lot of people always say college is the better option. It's such like an even mix. But the way I see it is it's your choice. I feel like people my age understand this quite a lot, because you get pressured into having to choose one or the other, but at the end of the day it's your choice and you get to choose which one you want to do. Because if you choose one that you've been pressured into doing and you don't like that, you can still change, but at the same time it's a case of, well, I've just wasted my time. But whatever you want to do and whatever makes you happy, I feel like that is definitely what you should go for. That's just my opinion. I've been sat on the fence for this for a while. A lot of my friends are going to sixth form, and as someone who struggles with anxiety, moving 2 hours away to do college is a very, very big step. Moving here with my family gave me immense anxiety, let alone moving 2 hours away by myself at 16 years old. That causes me immense anxiety just thinking. But it's like, there's so much that is like, it's so incredible to me, because I feel like quite a lot of my friends, we're all choosing different things, and I feel like anyone my age, this advice is for you. I'm about to turn 15, so this advice is for you guys. Just because your friends do something, that does not mean you have to do it. If it's not what you want to do, don't be a sheep. I got quite lucky in the fact quite a lot of people that I know are very musical, are very talented with music and things like that, and I managed to find my type of people there. Sadly, those type of people are also my type, because musicians are my type. I have a type. And with that, I think I will move on to the idea of relationships. I believe in love, but at the same time I don't. Because every encounter I've had with love has ended so badly. Like, love is not my forte. But at the same time, I know everyone has someone. There is someone who will change your life for the better and will bring out the best in you, and you will bring out the best in them. And it'll be the whole true love thing. Maybe it won't be love at first sight. Maybe it'll be an enemies to lovers, or friends to lovers, or some weird kind of like you see them as a brother and they see you as a sister, or the other way around, and eventually you're like start developing feelings. Maybe it'll be something like that. I don't know. But I know for a fact that everybody has someone. It just takes time. Love is a thing that takes a very long time. And when you eventually find that person, you're gonna know, because you'll get that feeling. Maybe not straight away. Maybe it'll take a month. Maybe it'll take a year. Maybe it'll take more than that. I don't know. But when you find them, you'll know for a fact you found them. I'm gonna go back to the idea of acting in music for a minute, because something really, really exciting is happening to me around. Well, something really exciting is happening around this time next year. So this time next year, tomorrow, is a year and 1 day is my mum's 33rd birthday. My mum turns 32 tomorrow. But on her 33rd birthday, I am surprising my mum with tickets to Comic-Con. We're going to go to one in Wales. Me, my mum, and my nan are going to go on a girls' weekend to a Comic-Con in Wales. Now, as I've said already, I'm a Marvel geek. I'm a comic book geek. I'm a film geek. I'm a major, major film geek. I love a film. I am the person who can sit and watch a film and get so into it that I will cry, that I will shout at the TV, and at the end of it, I'll fall over. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I'll probably fall back, because it's like, wow, every time. Even with a sad ending, I'm like, wow. Like, that film was so good. Or I could be like, I could fall back in disappointment and be like, that sucked. But it's a case of, I'm so excited to be able to take my mum to Comic-Con. But I also have some surprises in store, which I'm definitely going to do a vlog about. We're going to vlog the whole experience when we're there. I'm hoping to get a camera by then as well. If not, I will be doing it on my phone. Because there's so many good films and stuff coming out next year. I'm pretty sure Captain America 4 comes out next year. It is the 10-year anniversary of the Maze Runner films. Who knows who could show up then? Because this year, the one we're going to has Ian Somerhalder and Paul Wesley there for Vampire Diaries. Even though that ended a while ago, I can't be bothered to count backwards with that. But because that ended such a while ago, they still get them on and stuff to talk about it. They also have I can never remember their names, but people from Marvel films and that type of thing. But I had a look on the site, and they do an after party at the Comic-Cons. And the one we're going to, it's a £10 entry fee per person for that. So I am hoping to get that for me, my mum, and my nan. I'm going to be surprising my nan with her after party ticket. My nan's paying for her own entry ticket and stuff like that, her own costume. My mum's buying her own costume. But I think in total I'm spending around £130 odd to get us through into the after party, as well as mine and my mum's ticket. Because tickets are around £31 per. So I'll be buying mine and my mum's, as well as my costume, which I won't be spoiling, because that's going to have a proper reveal to it, and some other stuff as well. I'm also getting me and my mum diamond passes to get to the front of the queue, where we're going to be able to go straight through, and I just think it's going to be so much fun. Like, my mum's been to some sci-fi cons and things like that in the past. I think my mum's been to 2 sci-fi cons, but she's never been to an actual Comic-Con. And it was my first time. Obviously, I would have just finished school, because I think it happens in the summer. Yeah, it's like in the August. meaning we're going to go. I would literally be in my last couple of weeks of half term. And then, it's kind of a nice final memory before I leave for college. So that's still such a scary thought to me because, if I do go off to college, I do my college applications in about 8 months' time. My college applications go soon. It's so soon that I need to start making my college applications. So I don't know, for people in foreign countries, let me know on this one. But in Britain, we do things called GCSEs and we do our mocks. Now, I've sat one set of mocks already, but I think we sit 4 sets of mocks and then an actual GCSE. So the mocks are the GCSE papers from the year prior that the year 10 and year 11s of the new year sit as a practice. Now, I've just sat my first set of mocks, and jeez, I failed at almost every single one. So we mark ours in, obviously it's a pass merit distinction in GCSE in BTECs, and then it's GCSE grade 1 to 9. And then if you fail, it's a U. I got a U in my maths because I got 11 on my calculator test and 0 in my non-calculator test. So it's maths isn't going very well. I sat these tests almost 2 months ago, and I haven't had my English results back. I think I just scraped a pass in my media. So we also do options where we get to choose what subjects we take. Obviously, English, maths, and science, and now PE, all the core subjects are mandatory. So I don't take PE as a GCSE because I have a medical condition with my knees where my knee bones are kind of weird and I'm not allowed to do any type of impact sport. And obviously in school, a lot of it's running, basketball, netball, dodgeball. I'm not allowed to do any of those. I can swim and that's about it. That's the only sport I'm allowed to do, which I'm okay with because I am the human equivalent of the Little Mermaid. Which is a good thing and a bad thing because it's I love the water, but with my nose piercing, I got this done 2 months and 3 days ago. So in just under a month, I'm allowed to take this out and change it to my clear one because you have to keep these in for 3 months because this is a training bar to keep my nose open, and then I can change it to a clear one because at school you need to wear a clear stud. Whereas unlike earrings where I can go around looking like a pirate because why not? So I literally have been going around for the past 2 weeks looking like a pirate and I love it. Right. So we get to choose 4 options. So it kind of there's quite a lot of disagreement throughout my school of throughout my year group of how many subjects you're allowed to pick. One person said you could pick up to 34 subjects. That doesn't sound right because I don't even think the school teaches that many. But that's what someone said. That wasn't true. You're only allowed to pick 4. So the 4 subjects I picked was GCSE history, BTEC drama, BTEC music, and media studies. I think I picked half of my subjects that I chose were BTECs and the other half was GCSEs. Now, BTEC is all coursework. So a lot of the stuff I do at the minute is all coursework. I'm momentarily finishing my coursework for music because that's due in next Friday, as well as so we have to do a PowerPoint and an actual demonstration. So in music we were given a list, and in that list it consists of all the different things you can do. So mine with music was I've chosen a live performance on piano as well as doing my PowerPoint. So what I'm doing on live performance on piano is I'm doing a song by Elvis Presley. I'm doing Can't Help Falling in Love with You because I think it's such an incredible song, and that was one of the things we were allowed to choose because we were given a list of genres and a list of decades and everything we'd gone through in school so far. So I chose that one. as well as my PowerPoint, which I've got quite lucky. I have a couple of hours extra that I can do because I missed quite a lot of school this year. I've been quite sick a couple times this year, so I've missed quite a bit. So I've been given permission to use that as like, I have like 4 hours extra I can use, which I'm going to be using today probably, even though in 2 hours the rugby's on. Can we just, I'm not a sports person, right? I am not a sports person. I don't play many sports. I used to play basketball. I used to be really good at basketball. But now I can't do that. But I also grew up watching rugby. Now, I grew up watching the Six Nations. Wales was always a good team. Emphasis on was. This year, that's it. I just clicked my thumb. I just broke my thumb. My thumb's good. Sorry. Wales has lost every game. We have a major losing streak going. To the point none of my family will watch the rugby game with me anymore because we lose. That's literally all we do is we've lost. And it's torture. It is literally torture to see. So I think we play England this week. And I know for a fact, when we lose, emphasis on when, because I know we're not going to win this game. When we lose, no one is going to let me live it down. I'm going to have messages from my friends the minute after the game finishes going, haha, with screenshots, because that is what my friends do. I love them to death. I really do. Like, my best friend, like, especially, I'm not gonna call her name out because I don't want to do that and like make her uncomfortable with it. But one of my friends, well, she knows who she is. She knows who she is. She after the last Wales game, we got our butts handed to us on a silver plate, and she sent me a screenshot going, haha, because the team we played last used to be the worst in the league. Not anymore. Don't know since when, but apparently they got better. And it was like, okay, well, that's new information. Thank you very much. Sorry, I just realised I'm very much, obviously, like I said, I'm very much into the supernatural world. I also very much like the idea of witches. And I'm a crystal girl as well. That's a bag. I have a mini cauldron. I don't know where it's gone, but I think my mini cauldron is awesome. I'll post a picture of my mini cauldron when I find it. I actually don't know where I put it. I need to find that later. But, like, Wales is doing so bad in the rugby. But I don't know if this counts as a sport, but I also used to dance. I feel like competitive dance kind of classes as a sport. I don't know. Sports enthusiasts, if you see this, just leave a comment and let me know because I don't know. But I think, do you know what? I'm going to Google it. I bet you know I'm going to get my password wrong again. I can't even get my own password right. What was I? Oh yeah. So I get distracted so easily. I'm definitely a very distracted person all the time. Which is why I'm being tested for what I might have. Is competitive dance a sport? Dancers are some of the most athletic and skilled people in the world. Recognize dance as a sport. Yeah. So I used to dance. I will never upload a video of me dancing because just no. You don't want to see that. So it will never, ever, ever be a video of me dancing. There might be at some point, I don't know. Maybe when I'm older. And when I finally outlived the embarrassment. But I used to do dance. we did a couple of competitions, we did a couple of shows. I think I did it for about the first 2 years. I think I'd literally been here for about 5 months when I found out about the dance company I was with. And it was like, I'm doing that. So I went back into it. I went into it and I was like, okay, let's give it a go. Me and my sister like begged my mum for like months. Like you can hear that I'm not well. But my sister did ballet and I did mixed. I did mixed with one of my best friends at the time. We're not as close as we were, but we are still quite close. We did dance together. I eventually managed to rope her into it. And I literally, actually, I've got it. Hold on a minute. I'm so proud of this. I did get a little like trophy thing from it. And it was like from the International Dance Teachers Association. I'm gonna like cover the name for it, but we did get one of these each. All of us it was kind of like a dance assessment. I had a medal too, but I can't find that. I lost the medal because they gave each of us who passed a medal. It was like a proper thing that was like in full exam conditions. It was like scary because it was a case of you did it. It was like each dance group did their own. We were taught a warm up which we had to do. Then we had to do the actual dance and we had to do a closing dance. So we all did that. And it was so scary. As someone with anxiety who was like, thing is, I didn't know until I moved up to high school that what I had was anxiety. No one told me it was anxiety until I moved up to high school. And that's when I started having panic attacks. So I'm quite lucky that I've gotten over quite a bit of my anxiety. I still struggle quite badly, but I'm not to the point where I was. I can no longer, admittedly it has changed me. My school's quite big. I can't sit in the cafeteria with everyone else because it gets too loud, which then triggers me. So I spend my time in the school theatre where I practice piano. We have a grand piano in the theatre, and it's really good because it's somewhere. Music is my safe space. Music is my escape. Music is my life. Music is what and who I am. Music is. I'm nothing without music, in a way, and it's crazy to me because I'll play I'll play piano. I'm hoping to get back into playing violin. I'm hoping, I sing. I do stuff like that, and it's my way of leaving all the negative behind me for half an hour, 2 hours after school. Everything bad, all the bad stuff that's happened during the day. If someone said something, if anything like that, I'll push it back and I'll play, and it almost gets rid of it. Like those thoughts just disappear for 2 hours at a time. I can just all those thoughts are gone, and I love that because when that happens, I feel free, and I feel like nothing matters. None of the bad stuff matters when I play or when I sing, because I'm so in my own bubble that I don't care about the rest of that stuff. I don't care that someone said something about me, because I'm a very insecure person. I walk around in majorly oversized jumpers for that's what I stay in. And the fact that I'm pushing myself really far out of my comfort zone next week, and I'm going to school in a leather skirt for World Book Day. I'm going in a leather skirt, and that's so far out of my comfort zone that I'm nervous. But at the same time, what I love is I can use it as a day where I can act, where I can put on that character and I can be that character. I can kind of use that character's confidence in me. So I will. I know I will, because that's how I get by with things. Like, I have a very, very good imagination. I write my own books. They're not very good books, but I write them anyway. I think a couple of people have seen them. Not many people have, but I let my friends read them occasionally. People like my friends in school will like take the book out of my bag and run with it and come back and be like, "This is really good." And I'm like, "When did you take that?" They're like, "When you weren't looking." But to me, it's a case of, I'll write, and it's my way of getting all my emotions out, because I bottle up my emotions really badly. I'm a bad person for that. And when it lets loose bad. When my anger takes a hold of me quite badly. I almost broke my knuckle. I popped out every bone in my knuckle. If you don't like graphic images, don't skip forward or turn this off. But I popped out every knuckle bone a couple of weeks ago because I punched a brick wall hard enough that it made my hand bleed. And it popped all my knuckle bones out. I think I did that 4 times in the space of a day. Because I bottled it all up, broke down, went to clean myself up, and as I left, just the wall. Because it was closest to me. I walked back into my lesson, and I'm like, "Can I go to first aid?" "Why?" She was like, "Do I need to be concerned?" "No, miss. I'm good." Like, all I'm saying, keep a pillow or a teddy on you, because no pain. Or talk to someone, seriously. Like, I know I'm a person, I don't like the idea of having to bother someone. But your problems don't bother someone. Your problems, if you need help solving a problem, go to someone about it, because it is so worth getting the help that you need for something, because otherwise you're going to end up in a bad place. And I've been in plenty of dark places to know that it will really affect you in such a negative way. But at the same time, I understand the fact that you don't want to. So I'm trying to figure out what my sister's listening to. I can't figure it out. She's going to start singing in a minute. But it is a case of, if you need someone, use my comment section. Or Pinterest. That's another thing. I'll make sure to link my Pinterest down below if you need me. Because being alone when you need someone is not healthy. Because it can really affect you. It can really mess you up even more. Especially if my room is a mess right now because I'm in a place like that. But, my plan today, I've written a list for today. I'm gonna clean. I'm gonna watch the Six Nations. I'm gonna finish cleaning. And then do my homework. Because I have a lot of homework to do that I forgot about until like just now. My sister's going to start singing, so this is where I leave the live stream for now. Thank you guys for watching so much. We will be back. I'll also be back next month. I'm going to go back to my normal times of the 16th of each month at around 6 o'clock in the evening, standard time. But until I see you guys next time, have a great day. If you guys ever need anything, I will always be here to help. And so many other people, don't forget that you are loved. Make sure to eat. Make sure to drink today. Make sure to eat or drink something today. Make sure to just have a good day. Maybe listen to some music to put a smile on your face. Maybe watch your favorite TV show. Maybe go and go and give someone a hug if you feel like it'll help them or help you. But have a great day, because I love you guys so much. You guys mean the world to me. Bye, guys.